At this point, it's one step forward, two steps back. I know we are currently rebuilding, but you can't lose Sekhukhune and use ukuthi we are rebuilding as an excuse. You can't keep on making the same mistakes and make an excuse yokuthi you are rebuilding. Rebuilding is what Uzwane as the coach is doing, trying different combinations of players and seeing what, okay, this works going forward, and then fixing it. But individual players making the same kind of mistakes, we are not expecting that, and we should not be having that, nor tolerating it really. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo, I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. I'm a Khosi Football Club, and in this video I'll be giving player ratings for the DSTV Premiership match between Kaizer Chiefs and Sekhukhune United that we lost 1-0 thanks to a mistake by Kwinika and 100 misses by our front three. Now we'll start with the goalkeeper Khune, our stopper. I think Khune did not have much to do. He did make that one good save or two good saves. So for him, he wasn't troubled that much. So the team was bad, so I'm just going to give him 7. Number 2, we go to Uri Frosler at right back. And Frosler, if we're being honest, I didn't see him. I did not see him at all. The one time that I saw Frosler is when he was taking that shot where Caleb was supposed to pounce on it on the rebound, but then he didn't. So that was the last time I saw Frosler in the game, and that was it. And the rest of the game, he was nowhere to be found. On the right, it was Udoli that I saw get the ball, and then Frosler was late to overlap on. It was just nowhere. It was no show. We did not see anything that was happening on the right, or crosses coming from his side for that matter, because if he's playing, then I'm expecting crosses to come in. So Frosler, I'll just give him a 4. Go to left back position. We've been talking about Uhlanti Uguti. He just gives us meh games every time. He gives us enough to say, okay, akazidlisanga, but it doesn't give us enough to say, okay, he's really a good player who's helping us do things. He also looks a bit relaxed at this point. So angazi ukuthi what's with that? Is it because he doesn't have competition or whatever? And now that is not available for Ikemi Amazulu. We'll see what's going to happen. But Uhlanti Gwayena, now he gets a 4 really. And then I'm a center back said to Udove had a lot of mistakes, and I see some people will blame Udove the way he passed the ball, but I saw Udove passing the ball and I did not see what was wrong with that. Yes, you don't make square passes. I know Khosi said Udove is overrated. I disagree with that. I don't think that guy is overrated. He did make a mistake, but that did not lead to a goal. That square pass, is always discouraged. So it wasn't a good pass to make in the first place. But he still was okay in the game. And he was better than Uhlanti and Frosler really. So Yena maybe gets a 4.5 because Gwayenanji wasn't there in yesterday's game. Then Kwinika, Slez is complaining the same thing. Kwinika, stop making mistakes. You're an experienced defender. We're expecting better. You are a leader in the dressing room and you are not going to get dropped. So we know this. You must now pull up your socks and play better. And the mistake, guys, I watched that ball. Was it the pitch? Was it what? He could have literally trapped the ball and passed it back to Khune, because the guy who was coming in front of him was like 10 meters away from him. He could have booted the ball away, because we saw Guti after that mistake, when he got the similar type of a pass, he then booted the ball away. Uguti why he didn't do it at that time, I understand. So Uzlisil and Guti have been saying I just give him a 3. And then I'm a 668 to Uzwane no Mart. I did not see them yesterday, really. I did not see them. Uzwane, I did see him at times. And when he's on the ball, Uzwane, you can see what this guy is really good. And at this point, I am starting to feel like it's only been 2 games, but even before, you see what Uzwane is more of an attacking midfielder. I don't know. Or if Edlala is a 6, he's supposed to play alongside someone who's more defensive than him. Because I see him more as a playmaker, not necessarily as that hardworking player. And he had a game that's like, okay, so he gets a 6. And I can say the same thing really with Umar. Umar also tried going forward and taking shots, But again, we've been saying the same thing. Take more accurate shots. At least Izolo did get an accurate shot. So Marty was better than Uzwane in that regard, and Yana Uzotola is 6.5. I'm being generous. I am generous. Masiya umshini was nowhere to be found the entire first half. Umshini wasn't there. Ukuthi ubeshonephi angazi. And he only came alive after Umdu came on. And I was thinking at the time, Shini should have been hooked for Umdu, and then Udoli should have been hooked for Usekhota, then Mahlatsi for Dupri, and then Upimemnyimana for Udub. But Umshini stayed, and then at least when Umdu came on, then was better. And I think Uzwane is trying to keep Umshini now as long as possible grounding in yesterday's game anyway, to try and boost the confidence. Yeah, okay. So for the first half, it was really bad to go to Bengathola and shoot 3, but for the second half, they go 6. So what's 9 divided by 2? It's 4.5. So ngizomnikeza 5 Umshini for yesterday's game. Then Mahlatsi, there are 2 factors that affected his game. One is the fact that the confidence fell, obviously, is still low. Number 2, positioning yakhe yesterday was different. Usually, Uzwane plays ama wingers A2 wide, and then they cut in when they get the ball. But in yesterday's case, they stay wide and invert when the left back has the ball. But in yesterday's game, he was central, and then he would go out when there was the ball. And I saw this was tactical, because it wasn't like ukuthi Uzwane bemkhuza ukuthi phuma, but every time there was the ball, then he would move wide. If the ball was being played through the middle, he was making a similar run to Upimenyimana, which I think it's weird, and I talked about that in yesterday's reaction video. Ukuthi our wingers are making the same run as a strike, and then you find Uguti far post is no one is attacking far post, and no one is attacking Uguti Bola. If it bounce back with 6 yard, they will finish it off. Everyone is just running near post, which is like idiotic really, because what if the person who attack if front post flicks the ball back, who's going to be there to finish it off? No one, because we are making the similar run. So Gwayena and Mahlatsi yesterday, as much as I don't like doing this, had a horrible game, and Gwayena, he gets a 4. And then Udoli, he was quite shame. He had that miss, he tried passing the ball in. 4. Caleb, Jesu, woo! If you're enjoying this video, guys, please make sure to like it. It helps this channel grow, because YouTube sees that you're liking the videos, and then they spread it to more people like you. Also, let me know what are your player ratings down in the comment section. Caleb, misses. They did a pitch inspection. They also practiced on that pitch. So excuse Yoguti, the pitch was bad. Works, but also Sekhukhune were playing on the similar pitch, but they did not make as many mistakes as we did. Caleb just missed. I izolo nje shame. U3 lawyer, U3 nje flat. And then bese kuzoba ke ukuthi when we got ama subs ethu, the first person to come on was Umdu for, was it Umdu? Yeah, it was Ashley. Yeah, it was Ashley for Mahlatsi. And then when he came on Ashley, I don't get why he seemed to be all over, because I thought he would stay central and try to make runs in behind, but I think that was coached to him by Uzwane, and I will talk about Uzwane in a minute. But I just didn't get a performance ka Dupri naye. It was just nowhere. Ngizomnikeza 4. And then Umdu comes in. Umdu is a gem. Umdu is a gem. He comes on. Umshini comes alive. He comes on. He starts creating chances and doing things. Loyamfana Lawyer is good, and we also told the highest rating, Umdu, who gets a 7.5. And then Usekhota will always be Usekhota. Comes in, tries running to a byline, and then doesn't deliver a proper cross. It's what you expect. And I think that's why Vele is now being benched at this point, because you're always expecting the same thing, and Ama results until he gets a final product right. That's when Usekhota is going to be a starter for the Chiefs. But now it seems like he's just gonna stay on the bench, because a final product here is not great. So Usekhota gets a 5.4. I'm being generous. 5.4. Uzwane Izolo, I have 2 problems with Mangete for yesterday's game. One is the fact that Caleb, we know which is not fit enough to finish 90 minutes. I don't know why he let him finish 90 minutes. Caleb doesn't play 90 minutes. So Manget in that case, he got that wrong. Utuba could have come on and offered us something else. Because I'm across Sabenga Sebens. So then I waiting had Gaga Caleb. I'm a second balls that he was trying to trap for number 10 or for the winger was making diagonal runs. Those were not working. So that meant a system that centered around Caleb wasn't working. So there was no need for Caleb to continue playing beyond the 60th minute. Some people say halftime, but I just think give him the 15 minutes to see which is the improvement, and then just make a triple change, bring in all those players, take them out, take those guys out, and then bring in the other players to inject pace and something different. And secondly, I think the starting position of Umahlatsi, especially given how the pitch was, it wasn't proper. He was just supposed to start wide and do the things that he was doing against Arrows, because we saw good game yake Arrows was much better than yesterday, because now it's going I'm sure it has affected him good now. He played one good game, now he's played a bad game, so now it's just gonna be bad for him good. Oh no, I played bad, and he's probably not gonna make it in the next game, which sucks for the player, and I think coach could have done better in that. I'll give Uzwane a 5, because if he had made those 2 adjustments, the game would have been different, but also not 4 because of the fact that the game plan still worked, because we still created chances that were decent enough for us to finish them off. So overall, it just sucked. Give me your own player ratings down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy.